Invite someone. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Martin, for joining. Share the video on a group, on your wall. Thank you, Zawaria. Good to see you. Hey, good to see you. Tag a friend. For everyone that's joining, share this video, tag someone, invite someone to watch with you. Hey Helen, good to see you. God bless you too. Yes, yes, yes. Just one day, Muthenya Mwetu is enough for God to show himself great in your life. And your life turns around, man. I am waiting for that day, and I know you are too. In whatever situation you're waiting on it, may God come, sooner than expected. Thank you so much for everyone that's joining. I really appreciate your company. Can't do this without you guys. You talk because you know someone will listen. So I'm so grateful that you guys are here. Beatrice Geshoro, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. So today we're gonna talk about pace. Pace yourself. Pace yourself. That means that no two people in life have the same stride, have the same length in stride. Like our feet are not the same. We don't walk at the same pace. And so if you put three people to walk together, one of them will be faster, one of them will be average, one of them will be slower. So your pace is how fast, how big are your strides. And that goes like in all our lives, in everything we do. How can you do, how fast can you do things? And this is not something we determine. This is something we were born with, you know. And so it is, I don't know why. I hope you guys can see me and hear me. Someone saying their network is not working. I hope mine is fine. So give me a heads up if I'm clear, or if you can see me just fine and hear me. So the pace I'm talking about is how do you do things in life, how your life goes along. Because if you walk with someone who walks faster, yeah, if you walk with someone whose pace is fast, then thank you so much. Thank you. If my network is okay. So Martin, you may need to check your network. You may need to restart your device and turn back on. So when you are working with someone and this person has a problem, I mean has their pace is faster. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Irene. Is faster than your own, and you're going somewhere together, you will be tempted to walk faster in order to keep up with them. And if you are the first one and you're walking with someone who is slow in pace, you will feel like they are delaying you. You will feel like they need to hurry up. Like, come on, dude, we are getting somewhere. We'll be late or something, right? So, but this is a lifeline situation. You cannot be speeding up to keep up with people, and you cannot be slowing down for people to come up, to catch up with you. You have to determine what is my pace in life. God did not build us with the same stride, right? Now, if you walk faster and you walk with someone who walks slowly, you'll be tempted to be annoyed. You feel like this person is delaying my progress. This person is delaying how fast I would go. I've had someone who was talking and they felt like the group of people they were leading was delaying them from reaching where they are supposed to be. So because they feel like if I'm alone, I can go faster than this group of people that I'm supposed to carry. But when you're alone, the pace, it depends on the purpose of life, your purpose in life. And so now, thank you so much for everyone that's joining. Nicholas, Licky, Francis, good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And so if you're always trying to keep up with the people who are walking alongside you, you will be lost. You totally will be lost. Why? Because no two people have the same stride length. No two people walk at the same pace in life. And so now if you walk alongside someone who walks faster, you will feel like, oh, I'm left behind. I'm behind. How do I catch up with this person? If you walk with someone who walks slower, you will be tempted to look down at them because you feel like they are slow. But no pace is perfect. No pace is good. No pace is right. And no pace is wrong. The slow person is supposed to walk like that. This average person, they do their things in an average way. Yet they will get there. And this person who walks faster, they know where they are going. Let them go. Okay? So in life, we are tempted to compare ourselves. In life, we are tempted to think, oh, so and so have accomplished so much, and I have not accomplished anything at all. Life is not a race. We are not racing. It's not like a race, and at the end of it all, we'll get a reward. There is nothing like that in life. And if you make life a race, you will end up hurting yourself. Why? Because in a race, two people are placed at the same starting point. Same conditions. If it's raining on person A, it's raining on person B. This is a race. And they have the same destination. So the conditions are similar, the starting point is similar, and the destination is similar. And so if these people are racing, if one of them wins the race, then it means this person is clearly good and they deserve a prize. But if these two conditions are not similar, then it's unfair to give one a prize and leave the other one. So in life, we don't always start at the same point. One person A, started when they were born in a stable family. They were born with supportive parents. There is no issues, like no major issues in their family or in their life. And now this person they were born the same day another person, let's say person B, was born. But this person was born with let's say in a family that's unstable, maybe a single family home, or maybe a family that is plagued with lack, plagued with alcoholism, plagued with divorce, plagued with abuse. And so there are already negative circumstances in person B's life. Yet these two kids were born the same day. And they are supposed to live life in this same world. So these two people did not start at the same place in life. Even though they were born on the same day, they were born in a very different circumstances. And so for them to race, if these two kids become friends, and in life they become friends and they want to work together, there is always gonna be one that is ahead. Usually the person that started in a very good point, where they had the stable family, there is no lack, there is no major life issues. They have a head start in life. And so this person B will always feel like they are left behind. Like, I wish my life would be like so and so. I wish my life would turn out like so and so. You did not start at the same place, because this person B has, first of all, to overcome the negatives that happened in their life in the beginning. Because you have to overcome, first of all, growing in this situation of lack, divorce, abuse, whatever situation that plagued your beginning. You have to overcome that first in your mind before you even start up on your own to launch forward. While this other kid here, they had nothing to overcome. If they wanted to go for further studies, the money was there to pay for it. If you want, even basic education was hard for this one person. But this other person, they're like, where do you want to go? To Harvard? I have the money. Go ahead. Those two people are not equally placed to race in this life. And if this person B decides to race with person A, they will always be at a disadvantage. They have to do something extra. They have to keep working so hard in order to keep up with this person. Remember, even when they grow up, even when they become adults and they start earning, this person B, who grew up in these negative circumstances, sometimes they have to take care of their siblings. Sometimes they have to take care of their unwell parent. While this person, they don't have to worry about what is my mom and my dad eating, what are my siblings, everything else is taken care of. So they have only to worry about themselves. So how are you going to compete with someone like that? So if you are placed with someone like that in life and you happen to become friends, you happen to be close to them, and you watch their life looks smooth. Their life seems like they don't struggle too much like you do. But all this was purposed to take you to your purpose. All these situations, even where you came from, it was purposed to prepare you for your purpose. And so this person that started on a very stable ground, the muscles within, we have these outer muscles and we have these outer, whatever we work on the chest, we work on the abs, we work on the biceps and all that. We have those outer muscles, but we have also inner muscles that help you to go through troubles, through problems, and you still get up smiling, and you still live on with like nothing happened. You are able to overcome obstacles. You are able to overcome issues in life. So this person that has never dealt with anything, Nothing is wrong with that. But when troubles of life come, and they will come along the way, usually that person don't have the enough muscles and enough strength inside to deal with struggles. And so you get to a place where there will be the same obstacle. And if you had nothing to deal with, such problems to deal with when you were younger, then sometimes you are disadvantaged because you have no strength inside. You have no tenacity. You don't have the courage. You don't have whatever it takes inside you to deal with these problems. And sometimes people like those just fall off because they like, if dad can't solve for me, if mom can't do this for me, then I can't do it for myself, because they have learned not to believe in themselves. Now, when you have started on a very negative background, you learn to live with nothing. You learn to live with very little. You learn to live with whatever life throws your way. You work through it. So it's not like one person's life is better than the other. We are all being equipped and prepared for what God has in front of us, for what God has prepared for us to do with our lives. So the problem we have with us, though, is when you look alongside you, this person walking along the next lane with you, and they seem like their pace is faster. They have invested more. They drive the car they want. They live in the kind of house you would want to. And you feel like, how come I can't afford this? How come life is so hard for me to afford it? And you'll be tempted to leave your pace, the medium pace you're supposed to go on, and you'll be tempted to compete with this person. Now, there is something called the pace of grace. You are graced to be in this very place. You are graced not to afford that car. You are graced not to afford that kind of house you are looking forward to. Right now, you're not supposed to afford it. Right now, you are supposed to be where you are. If you get content, if you believe that God still has the best interest for you at heart, and you let God do what he needs to do in this particular place, then he will take you to wherever. Because remember, the Bible says he will give us the desires of our lives. And so even with the basic needs, things that are basic to us, we all want to live in a nice place. We all want to have, to be able to provide our families with good clothing, food, take our kids to good school, provide good education. But even the staple, like the common things, the basic things in life, we don't always get there the same way. And so if you're feeling behind, if you feel like everyone comes and passes you by, it's like you're riding a bicycle while everyone else is riding a Mercedes Benz, and they run past you. You have to remember, you are graced to be in that place. You are graced to be in where you are right now. There is something God is doing in that place. He's building your internal system. He's building your muscles internally. That way you will be able to stand strong. So even if you compare buildings, if you're talking about a 3-bedroom house for a family and building a skyscraper, the foundation is never the same. This 3-bedroom home, it can be done within no time. The foundation can take a day if you have enough workers. But for a foundation where a skyscraper will be built, it will take way too long because it has to go deep underground before it starts going up. So when God is putting you in a place and you wonder, how long do I have to stay in this place? Why is it that so-and-so can afford this and I cannot? I work hard. I do everything that they do. I don't even waste money like they do. Yet I cannot afford this. Yet I cannot give my family the kind of life he gives his family. Don't compare yourself, because you will be tempted to walk faster than your pace. And sometimes when you look at people who are coming behind you, you'll be tempted to look down on them, thinking that they don't think. Like, what's wrong with them? Can they come up with a better idea to live a better life? Listen, especially when you're a Christian, you have to know that God puts you in every place for a purpose. A job, you'll be working there for years and you're so tired and you want to leave it, and there is no way. It's like you're tied there. There is a chain tying you to that place. But it's because if you leave before the lesson is complete, if you leave before it's time for you to leave, then you will not have learned, and you will not have gained the lessons and the stamina God wants you to gain. Because like a skyscraper, if God is gonna use you in a big way in life, he need to build a strong foundation. And foundation is built by these hard situations we face. This lack that you're struggling with year after year after year, raising your kids in hardship, taking them, it's hard to even afford their school fees. It's all these are training you to become tough, to become hard in life, to become that the only person you can depend on is God, and not any job, not any employer, not any business, not any relative. You have to look up to God. And so all these things are showing you that it's not that God don't like you and he likes this other person who have everything together. No, as a matter of fact, I think it's the opposite. When you have noticed God put you in one place in life for a long time, and people look like they are passing you by, like, what am I doing wrong? Don't compete with them, because what we normally do is we come to a place where we feel like I need to catch up, and so you pick an extra job, and you start working extra hours. Because my friend has she's already bought a plot of land somewhere in Nairobi, and she's building apartments, and my God, I have nothing to call mine. All this time, all these years I have lived on earth, I can't really say this is mine. And maybe you're in that situation, and you're looking at it and you're wondering, how do I get this done? If you get out of the pace of grace and you start working extra hard in order to catch up with this person, yes, you might. But if you wear you out so much, because now you have left the pace of grace is where God has you, he will give you the strength to afford just the basic needs. But you want to go and catch up with this person. So what you will do, you will leave the pace of grace, but the distance between your pace of grace to the next person where they are, this distance right here is taken, you have taken over. You have put that burden on you. You have decided to take care of it. And you have left God behind, because you left God here and you went ahead to try to catch up with this person. Now, when there is no grace to do something, you struggle extra, way more than you would have struggled to do it when God was in it. So I don't know why or who I'm speaking to today, but you're tempted to do something. Sometimes it's a marriage, sometimes it's a relationship. There is an internal GPS inside us that tells us what to do and what not to do. And it's very active. But because sometimes we tune out of our spirit, we listen too much to the outside noise, we don't really hear it. We don't hear the alarm going on the inside. But every move in your life, that alarm will be telling you you're going the right way or you're going the wrong way. I know it's true because I feel it. Even when I'm doing the smallest thing in my life, I can feel it. I'm not supposed to be doing this right now, because I can feel the alarm going on. I'll give you an example. There is this dining table I wanted, and I wanted it so bad, right? But initially I didn't have like the right enough space in my apartment where I was living. I didn't have enough space to where I could keep that dining table because it's long, it's big. But I so wanted it, and I was like, man, one day I'll afford this dining table. And then one day later on, I moved on to a apartment, to a townhouse, and this townhouse was spacious. And I was like, all right, this is the time to get the dining table I've always wanted. And what did I do? At that time, I was making great money. My job was paying so well. I was like living very well, right? And I was like, I can easily afford this, right? I can easily afford it. So I went to the store and I located the very dining table I wanted. But the whole time, even the thought came into my mind, I can hear the alarm going on inside me. I can hear it saying, don't do it, don't do it. I ignored that alarm and I went to the store and I saw the table, and especially when I saw it, I was like, oh no, I'm not living here without this table. What if someone come and take it? By the time they make another one, I don't know how long it will be. So I want it now. The whole time I have no peace within me. I can hear the bell ringing. I can hear the alarm ringing inside my heart. And I am so conflicted because I so want this table, but inside it's obvious it's not the right time. But I'm making the money, I'm looking at my situation, and I'm like, I can afford this, clearly. And then I came up with another excuse. I'm trying to make my credit. I'm trying to fix my credit. And so I ignored that voice, that GPS alarm going on, telling me, turn left, turn left, turn left. I ignored that. And I said, no, I want to stay right here. And I bought the table and I made the agreement. And now this table was supposed to be paid over time. And every time I make a payment, it will go into my credit report. And so eventually my credit will go up. Now, what I didn't know though was like soon after that, not even a month after that, my job was messed up. This very good situation of money, I was making good money, was destroyed. And now I am like, wait a second, my money first of all went from here to down. And now I'm looking at it like, okay, what am I gonna do? How do I even sustain myself? It's enough money to pay for the basic things, but now for me to pay for this table, I will have to go over. I'll have to go work overtime, maybe a day or two. Now, I started remembering, man, I should have listened to that voice. I should have listened to that alarm when I was trying to buy this table, and it was going on, and I ignored it. Guess what? Now, I don't know who this is for. Man, this later on, even after that, I got sick and I was not working for almost a month with no income. Now, if you live in America, a month without income, that is like a huge loss, right? And you have to think, oh my God, what do I do? Long story short, I struggled to pay that table. I struggled so much that by the time I paid it off, in fact, I had to pay it off just to get it off my head. Because every time I was taking money out of my pocket to pay for this table, I would be reminded that I went against the voice of God. I went against the alarm system that was set inside me. And it became a lesson. By the time I was done paying for it, man, it didn't look beautiful at all. I was like, what was so tempting about this table? like now I don't even enjoy the beauty because it stressed me so much. So when I thank God, because it was a table, it was just a regular table, and the monthly payment was not even more than it was $100. Yet I struggled so much to pay for that table, and inside, every time I had to pay for that table, I felt like, man, this is my disobedience. This is my not listening that is causing me this pain. So I didn't enjoy. Right now, I have to enjoy it because, of course, I paid for it. I say I will enjoy you by force, by fire, because I paid too much for you. But I look at that table and I learn, this is a lesson, that one day, if I ever feel that alarm going on, even if it's a blouse, like a dress, and I want to buy that blouse, and I feel that alarm, I will leave it. Because now I learned my lesson. Because there is the time for God to do everything. I am sure maybe by now I would have the same table, but I wouldn't have struggled like I did. So if you take your hands and you leave God's pace of grace, and you start going by your own pace, and you start rushing to catch up with other people, you will have to work extra hard to catch up with them. And by the time you get that thing that you're trying to get, in order to catch up, in order to be in the same pace with the other person, you will not even enjoy it, because you'll be so stressed, you'll be so strained inside that you won't even see the fun of it. So thank God it was a table, and I was able to clear it sooner, because I hated to imagine that it was my disobedience that kept me in that position. Now, what if I bought a house while that alarm was going on? What if I bought something that is more expensive, like a car, like a house, or maybe I got in a relationship, if I'm disobeying that alarm? Now, that is when misery starts. Because so many people are living in misery because we stepped out of the pace of grace. That song that's sung at the beginning, it says one day God is going to come and turn the situation around. But when you leave his place where he placed you and you start walking by yourself, remember, you left where his grace is. And every step of their life now is a struggle, because now you left God behind and you're doing this by yourself. So what I want to encourage you is, there are so many things and so many people who will seem like they are speeding past us. But don't worry about that. Let them go. Let them, because you don't know where they are going. First of all, we don't even have the same destination. So why should I speed up when I see you speeding and I don't know where you are going? It don't even make sense in the natural situation. If I see you speeding and I start speeding up, it just means I have no idea what I'm doing with myself, what I'm doing with my life, or I have no destination in my mind. Because I started speeding just because you're speeding. So if someone is able to take their children in a more expensive school and you cannot afford that, listen, take them where you can afford. If someone is able to build a skyscraper and you can only build a mud house, you know what I'm saying? For example, build that house, live in it, because the peace of God is what gives you the strength. Because sometimes we get out of this pace, and by the time you catch up with this other person, when you're trying to catch up, now you are working extra hard, you are tiring your body, you're tiring your mind, and this is the very house that is supposed to carry you throughout your life. Now, when you ruin it, just so to catch up with someone else, because now you have to add situations like, oh, I'm dealing with high blood pressure. Oh my God, I have diabetes. Oh my God, I may have a stroke anytime, because you're not taking care of your body. When God finally comes to bless you, even if you get whatever it is that he promised you, you won't have the joy. You won't have the health to enjoy this thing, to enjoy the blessing. So listen, there's always going to be someone who is going faster than you. And there's always going to be someone who is slower than you. Your job is to know what is my pace and keep up with that. Don't worry who is going past you. Don't worry about who is behind you. Walk in your pace. Take your time, because there this thing, I looked it up, it's called a late bloomer. The late bloomers. These are people or children who develop slower than their peers. They look like, be it educationally, be it just emotionally, just in a way they look like they are behind their peer group. And so you may look at them like something is wrong with my child, because the children of his age are doing all these extraordinary things and he's just doing the basic. Now, the late bloomer, it comes to a time where they catch up. And usually they don't just catch up, they go past their peers. So a late bloomer is someone whose talent was not seen. And people look down on you. They look down and like, how come how can you even live in that house for years and years and years? They are trying to get you out of your pace of grace. But if you are a late bloomer, stay in that place. Stay where God has graced you to be. And when he comes through, when that day comes, he will speed you up so fast that the people who are looking down at you because you are behind them, now they will look up to you because you're way past them. So you do not have to worry about who is passing you by, be it in marriage, be it in raising children, be it in investments, be it in your just life status, even our education-wise. Don't try to catch up with anybody. Live in your pace. That is where your peace will be. That is where you will enjoy life. If you try to catch up with anybody else, there's not going to be peace. There's not going to be joy. There's not going to be any of that, because by the time you catch this thing, you're so exhausted. Your body is worn out. Oh my God, I strained my knee trying to catch up with someone else. Now I'm in a brace. I have a cast on. I can't even enjoy what God gave me. Listen, it don't matter. For me, I have come to a place now where I am comfortable. If someone is speeding right past me, I wave and tell them, all right, see you later. And if someone is coming behind me, I can encourage that person and tell them, listen, your day will come. Just keep walking. Don't stop walking. Don't stop and hold your chin like this and start saying, oh, I wish, because that's where we go wrong. Some of us give up. And some of us do crazy things in order to catch up. And so if there's a get rich quick scheme coming up, you get into it fast because you want to catch up with the people that left you behind. Listen, every one of us, God has a day that we will celebrate. But then we don't wait for that day. So many people die before even their day is there because they rushed. They pushed their body too much. They pushed their mind too much. Now, even when they come, they cannot enjoy it. They cannot rest in it. They cannot really have joy or enjoy the blessing God had for them. Why? Because they left their pace and they started going at another person's pace. If you imagine yourself walking with a kid that is obviously younger, and your pace and that kid's pace is not going to be the same. And so you either hold that kid's hand and you slower your pace so you can walk together. But when we are adults, this person A who was born in privilege and person B who was born in negative circumstances, we cannot keep up. So go slowly. Let God build your inner muscles. Let God build them. Because He knows what you will face in life. He knows the challenges that you will have to come to. And when you come to those challenges, will you be able to overcome them? It depends on your internal engine. Is your muscle strong? Are you built up on the inside? Because if you are not, challenges will overcome you. So when you have been put in a place where you feel like you are being left behind, God is building your internal muscles. You need stronger faith. You need more trust in God. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe that when God is for you, no one can be against you. And when you believe that, then He can put you in anything, because He knows whatever the devil throws your way, you got the stamina. You got the muscles to deal with it. So don't look at someone and look down at them because they look like they are not thinking. You know, when you are a late bloomer, you look like a fool. To other people, I promise you, you look like a fool. You look like you are not thinking. But when that time comes, if you take your time, don't speed up because they are saying or they are looking at you funny. If you take your time and God brings you to that day, I promise you, when that time comes, it will be that the people that looked at you like a fool, they will realize, whoa, she was not a fool after all, you know, because you will speed up so fast in front of them and they will not believe it. So whoever it is that's feeling discouraged, thank you, Maggie. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Whoever it is that is feeling discouraged and you feel like people are past you, like, how come God does not bless me? How come He's taking so long to come to my rescue? Listen, He has not forgotten you. You are so on schedule. And when He finally comes, that day that we had on the song, when it finally comes through, I promise you, you will look back and say, wow, I am so glad I did not rush. I am so glad I did not speed up to catch up with so and so. So I don't know what you're struggling with. I don't know why this was given to me. Probably because I need it, probably because you need it. But whoever needs this, take your time. Let God work inside you. Because God works sometimes on our situations, on our circumstances, but sometimes he works inside us. So whatever he is working on, you might not be seeing it. You might not be seeing the change outside because he's not working on the circumstance. He's working on the inside. And when he's working on the inside, you can't feel him. You cannot see him. So you just feel like you're in the same place doing the same thing over and over again. But the good thing is he's still working. He never rests. He's still busy at your life, working inside the muscles that you will need for your future. And so because he's building a skyscraper in your life, because he's building a big blessing, something that will hold, because the difference between a 3-bedroom apartment or house and a skyscraper is the weight they will hold, the weight they can handle. So this skyscraper will be used by many people over many years. And so it has to be strong enough to withstand the weight of the people, or of the machine, of anything that they will be put inside the skyscraper. Now, this 3-bedroom house, only a few people can live there. Now, if you speed up to build your skyscraper because someone is next door is building a 3-bedroom house, chances are you'll make a mistake in this skyscraper. And that one crack that you did not pay attention to will bring the whole building crashing down, and it will kill way more people than if this 3-bedroom house would crash. So the weight that you are supposed to carry of your purpose determines the struggle and the strength that you have to have inside. So if you are supposed to carry a big number of people, to influence a lot of people with your life, trust me, you need a very deep foundation, because things will not always be smooth. You come across obstacles, and how you will be able to overcome them is because of how strong you are on the inside. It's not because of these muscles we build every day by lifting weights. You can't build the inside by lifting weights. It's the struggles we go through that build our inside. And so when all these loads of people are put on you and you're supposed to influence them a certain way, then you got what it takes, because God built a deep, firm foundation on the inside. So don't stress, don't worry, don't rush. Step by step, know your pace and walk on it. Don't be tempted to speed up by someone else. Don't be tempted to slow down. And don't look anybody down. Don't look down on anybody, because we are all being paced differently. And no pace is better and no pace is worse. It's all by God's grace. All right? So I love you guys. Whoever that's for, may God bless you as you adhere to it, and as you listen to him and walk by his pace, because he has you in the palm of his hand. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So don't be tempted to do all these funny things. If you go and steal if you go and steal money to catch up with someone else, well, good for you, because you enjoy the rest of your life in prison. So how did you benefit yourself? Nothing. So take your time. Go slowly. There's nowhere you're going. God is the one that has your destination. Let him take you there. All right? So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for all the beautiful compliments. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you for allowing me to speak into your life. May God bless you, and may God see you through this week. I love you guys, and see you same place, same time next week. Have a beautiful week. Bye.